Hello. Miss Babs asked me to make a few videos of some of the stitches unique to our April tour cowl. There are many variations on cable stitches in our pattern for Metamorphose. The cable stitches that start with the letter C for cable knit all the stitches involved in the cable. The cable stitches that start with the letter T for twist all involve various combinations of knits and purls within the cable. In addition, there are several stitches labeled EL, which stands for elongated, and involve a double wrap. I'm not going to demo all 13 variations of the T cables, but I have chosen 2 that appear early on in the knitting in Chart A as representative samples. If you understand these, you should have no trouble with the rest. I am assuming that you are familiar with cables or have watched the video that I posted in this group about basic cables. The first twist cable that I'm going to demonstrate is called T5R EL. So we know that this involves 5 stitches, leans to the right, the cable needle is held in the back, and it involves a double wrap. So let's begin. We're going to slip 3 stitches from the left needle onto the cable needle and hold it in the back. Then we're going to knit 1 stitch from the left needle, and we're going to knit another stitch with a double wrap. 1, 1. Let's try that again. 1, 2. There's 2 wraps for 1 stitch. Then we're going to purl the 3 stitches from the cable needle. If it's easier for you, you can actually slide those purl stitches back onto the left needle and complete your stitch from the left needle rather than purling from the cable needle. So that's our completed cable. The cable doesn't really reveal itself until you've cabled several rows, and then you can see it much better. Let's move on down my swatch and I'll do the next. The second twist cable is the T5L EL, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 2. There are 5 stitches leaning left, the cable needle is held in the front, and there is an elongated stitch somewhere. So first we're going to slip 2 stitches to the cable needle and hold it in front. Then we're going to purl 1 stitch, knit 1 stitch, purl 1 stitch from the left needle. Then we're going to knit 1 stitch from the cable needle. Oh, let's move this up a little bit. And then we're going to knit our elongated stitch with 2 wraps. And there we have our 2 wraps coming out of 1 stitch. All the other T cables are similar. It's just a matter of paying close attention to the labels and close attention to the symbols on the chart. Sometimes they look pretty similar, so you have to be a little bit careful. Okay, so what do we do with these double wraps when we come to them at the next round? Well, I'll show you. So obviously I have knit this flat, but I'm going to pretend that I'm knitting in the round by just bringing this piece of yarn back around and starting up again as if this were my first stitch of the round. So I'm going to purl a few stitches because our pattern right side is in reverse stockinette. And then I'm going to keep my eyes out for the double wrap. And here it is. You can see the 2 wraps here. And I'm just going to make whatever stitch the pattern calls for through one of these loops. So let's call it a knit, and I'll just knit this 1 loop and let the other one drop off. So as you can see, it's just 1 long continuous loop. And it's there to help keep the fabric from puckering. It's just a way to knit a very loose stitch. Let's get to the next one, and I'll do it for you one more time. This time we'll do it as if it were a pearl. Okay, oh, not there yet. Here's our double wrap stitch. We're just going to purl this loop, drop it off, and continue on. There's our elongated stitch right there. Here's our elongated stitch up here, kind of stuck up there.